This is Gabe Belanger, and welcome to the uh, stream we have here, Cut Costs and Better Ways of Doing Business. So, the inspiration here for me with you guys is to help you find better ways of doing business. If we think about what happened with that huge company known as Uber, they went from zero to $51 billion in 5 years. And we know they did this because they found better ways of doing business than their competition. They were faster, cheaper, and a lot more. So, how can we find better ways of doing business and how can we cut costs at the same time? So that's what I want to talk about here. I have three ways that I wanted to bring up. So let's look at it here. Cut costs and unlock better ways of doing business, three proven ways. So, other videos of interest, maybe there would be other videos you'd like to see from me. I can do more ways to cut costs and better ways of doing business, more videos like that. Nonprofits, did you know you can get your Microsoft Cloud for free? Well, you can. So we could talk about that if you want. But again, Canadian government grants and maybe another video you'd be interested in seeing for tech upgrades. So you can get equipment, services, cloud services for free from the Canadian government through these grants. And then the dark web, we can look at the dark web. Maybe we can go and tour the dark web and look to see if your credentials are for sale on the dark web. We can do both of those. So those are some other video ideas I'd like to hear from you if you're interested. So please feel free to comment or let me know. So let's go to our next slide, shall we? So automate scheduling. So one of the ways to do uh, business better is to speed things up, and the way we speed things up is by automation often. So wouldn't it be cool if someone was trying to schedule you or your team, and you were able to respond right away? Yeah, I'm available at this time. I'm confirm booking. If you're the kind of business that wants to do things very quickly, this would allow people in an emergency request to schedule you right away, or maybe even schedule a call. Maybe you're having trouble scheduling meetings with vendors or your staff. This is a way to speed things up for you. So other people are able to interact with you quickly. Not only can it be automated for you, but it'll also show up um, in a public way. So you can put it on your website. People can click the link and schedule you or your staff right away, and it's not going to conflict. So my general thought here is stop wasting time scheduling and rescheduling meetings. Link your calendars. There's no conflict. As soon as it's scheduled, it goes into the calendar. Only goes in the open slots. It's always up to date. It always works 24/7. You can make it public so prospects and vendors and anybody can click and schedule you, and you have full control over that. So let's take a look at this. So the way that I wanted to look at this is by a Calendly that I've set up with one of my accounts. So Calendly is the product that I want to talk about. Let me just move that over because Calendly is free, and in my book, it does a great job. So if you sign up to Calendly, you'll be able to set up your own schedule. And if we click here and open that scheduling link, this can go on your website. This can go on social media. This can go anywhere. And if we click, here's this, the text that I added to have a meeting. If we click in here, you can see my availability is here. It's not 24/7, it's when I set it. And it could be 1 hour, 3 hour spaced, it could be big gaps. It all depends on what you want. So if I am to click here or next week, whatever, um, and I put in, you can decide what the information is you want to get from the person. So the beauty of this is that it's kind of like you have a robot or a person doing it for you. So you can put in the person's name. If Bob Smith is trying to schedule me, you type in Bob Smith, his email, and the location. Um, Obviously, the location should be on the phone or it could actually be in person. It all depends on how you want to set it up. And here's a little blurb about how it's going to work. So if we click schedule event, what that does is it goes right into my Outlook calendar. And in my Outlook calendar, I'm able to see that this event is scheduled immediately. It's not going to conflict. Calendly, it won't conflict. The appointment will be there. If it's going to be canceled, I get a notification about cancellation. You can do way more with Calendly, so I'll just show you a couple other things here. So yeah, so in Calendly, you can configure way more options that I'm going to have a chance to show you. So let's go there, and we can we can look at ways of changing the settings. And again, this is all free, and you can link it to your real calendar. So if we go into edit it, we can see there are tons of ways of changing the settings, which is pretty cool. You can add a location, you can change your blurb. There's way more to it than I'm going to have time to show you. It's the scheduling, the booking page options, hosts and invitees. There's just lots you can do here. Communications, email follow-up reminders, text reminder. It's just lots of different options. So if you don't have this, if you're scheduling by hand, if you're scheduling in an internal way, if you're having people do it, well, you can now automate it with Calendly. It's free, and you do have some limitation, but it allows you for free to have this automation and scheduling, one calendar, one appointment. It just works. It's very easy to set up. So that was the automate scheduling. Next, how about automating writing? Now, this maybe sound like very lazy or something, but maybe you are writing the same things. Well, hey, it's a lot of, um, I different pieces of information, or maybe even passwords. You could put your passwords in this. What happens is you just click on your keyboard and brings up a list of items. You click again and then paste it into like Word, Outlook, Excel. So the general idea is to stop wasting time typing things over and over again. The beauty of it as well is you could stop wasting time looking up information with this tool, and maybe you want to set a standard way to communicate, standard policies with your staff, so you're able to do so. Um, you can also use it to refer other people to automated systems that you might have. So the way I do it is I have a way to click a link and it will ask people to click on my Calendly to schedule me for a call or schedule me to, do technical work. So let's take a look at it right here. So this is not it. This is Calendly. So let's bring up, and the product is called Text to Paste. Just move it over here. So text to paste is a free, simple program, and it is extremely easy to use. When I first saw it, I thought, oh my God, I don't want to spend an hour just figuring out how to do this, but it's actually very, very simple. So we can download this for free off the internet, and once we do, let me give you an example of what it can do. I'm going to just open up a new email address here. Sorry, I'm opening up a new just imagine, and I want to put in something that I'm always typing out. So how do we do that, right? So let's do it. So we can that is just automatically appear in Word or Outlook or whatever. So if I hold down my left window key and I press number one, I get all these options. See their map here. So maybe I want this person. Oh, I got to click in there. So let me do that again. I hit the window key and number one, and boom, it types in all of that. Maybe I'd like something more in my email. Maybe I want to share a policy with somebody. So if I go on my window key and I hit one, I can look for this password also, which I failed to mention, but that's part of it. And you can also, have a policy in here if you want it. It could be very, very long. So how do we set this up? Well, first thing we do is install it, and then from there you can click in, and if we want to change the text here, we can say, "Hi Bob, how is it going?" And if we want to change, you know, a menu item, we can just do it like this. So I just want to clarify here how easy it is to do. So if I add it, now it comes up as another option. So if I go back to, let's say I open up Word and I bring that over, I'll just show you how it's easy to add in. I just got to bring my Word up. So here's Word. Ta-da. Now I hold down my window key and I press one, and there is "Hi Bob, how's it going?" Oh, sorry. Let me try that. Oh, malfunction. So let me try this one more time. Sorry, it usually works so well. I use it all day long. For some reason, I'm having trouble with the demo here. But let me try one more time with the email just to prove a point. Okay, so right in here, there. So how's it going? Spelled that wrong. So this is cool for short things and things you're always looking up, like passwords and addresses. The way that I use it a lot, but it's also really cool for things such as policy. So you really can unlock a whole bunch of ways to automate writing. That's really what we're talking about. That's really the value of it. So hopefully that was clear enough to you to understand kind of how I use it. So now all that writing and rewriting and maybe policies for you, but also for everybody in your organization can be handled quickly because if we go here, we can see that there's an INI file that we can use to capture all this information. Just trying to see. Yeah, so it'll back up every hour. And this is actually the INI file that contains the information, the actual texting that we do. So if you want to set a standard way for everybody to respond, you can just create an INI file, distribute it to everyone in your organization, and you're done. So now you've standardized, automated the way that they respond or look up. So that to me was really helpful. I had used it before when I worked in a previous IT job, not this exact product, but the same kind of idea. So that's how to automate writing. So next thing is way broader, and maybe it's kind of a crazy idea to bring up here, but why not? Modernize the business process. So Monday.com is free. It works for free. It has some limitations. If you pay, then you get a lot more amazing things you can do with it. So Monday.com, it's hard to describe what it does, but the way I think of it is it's kind of like an Excel product that does anything you want very easily. Some people think of it as project management, and some people think of it as, um, you know, actually whatever they use it for. So if we go to Monday.com to on my other screen, but first I want to kind of get into it here. So sorry, skipped ahead. So, why do you want to modernize your business processes? Well, your business process really is how you do business. So, if you're able to do it better, faster, smarter, you're going to improve. If you can digitize your business process, if you can put your business process in something on digital format, you're able to improve it. So that would be a big step forward, as opposed to just Bob does it. He knows how to do it, and we don't really know exactly all the steps, but we know at the end he does, you know, A, B, and C. So this way, you get that out in the open, and you can look at it and improve it. So one of the big benefits for me that I have is that I'm able to look at the process in Monday.com, find ways of improving it, pretty much 5-10 minutes. No longer do I have to talk about it, read things, look up, check. It's just very quick. So you're not going to waste your time either by keeping track of detailed business tasks using email, Excel, sticky notes. They're all spread out. So what we're doing here is putting it all in one place. We're going to standardize the business process, as I said, so it's simple, organized, and holds people accountable. Now, how are they accountable? Well, Monday.com allows you to assign the task to the person. We can also use forms. Forms are those things you might see on a website where name, but we can make anything in form. It's really easy to make the form. So now you're opening up things you want. to provide you onto your website. And if they fill it out, we can use automation. So when that form gets entered, automation will tell you, yes, we have the information. Now you can take your next step. It does a lot more than that. And that's part of Monday.com, this automation. You can also connect other systems to it, like email, calendar, and other business tools to save even more time. So people will store inventory. What happens is our technician gets an email saying, "Oh, you've received these parts for pickup," and then when the technician picks up the parts, he responds back, and we see right in the tool, "Yeah, I've got those parts." So that's how our inventory process works. In the past, we used Excel and we used various methods of communicating to say, "Yeah, we have the parts," and they were scattered, and maybe he would tell two people, one person forget to. So we now have it consolidated into one spot, which is just fabulous for us. So the automation tools I touched on, but there's a lot of automation you can use in Monday.com. So I want to go through this quickly. So let's take a look at it quickly. So here we go. Take me a minute to figure this out on two screens. All right. So here we have Monday.com. I made my own through this shared business vision at Monday.com. It's free. It's talking about a trial period, but trust me, you can get this for free indefinitely. So what happens when you start with Monday.com is they give you this kind of general idea of how to use it and lots of different ways of using it. But generally speaking, if we look at this one I just made, sorry, I'm in the form view. This is the actual view. This is the item, and this is the person it gets assigned to. This is the status, and this is the date or the due date. So the beauty of this general concept is that we can click on my work at the end of it, and all your tasks in Monday.com can show up here. So we can see, uh-oh, I was supposed to do item one. It's in the admin task board, and it was due on the 15th. And oops, I was supposed to do task one. It's in the to do group on the project management board, and it was due December 19th. So this is the project management board. We have different boards because sometimes we want to put in different things like budgets, etc., timeline that would work differently. So the admin task is a nice simple one. And I thought I would just make a reference to this one. So we might have a task. Let's make it a real world task, like mail check to company ABC. This is a bit silly, but this is just for the example. So okay, sorry about that. So this is the task we need to do. Who needs to do it? Okay, it's going to be me. And what's the status? Well, if you just set up this task for me, you leave the status as blank. And when does it need to be done? Well, you pick the due date. Obviously, we're not going to pick a date in the past. Let's pick the 23rd of December. Okay. So now if we go to my work, we can see if I'm thinking of the work, oh, this is the past date. These are tasks that are past due. But more likely, you're going to see your today task and this week task. You can just see what you're supposed to do, who it's assigned to. And there's no way of hiding who's supposed to do what, where, etc. If you want to add more information to the task, you can just go to the updates and multiple people can put in updates, where to send it, what to do, how to do it, etc., etc. So that's the general idea of Monday.com if you just start to use it. Now, the other neat part is this admin task, very simple. It can be thought of as a form. Maybe this is an admin task for one of your clients that they're supposed to do. I mean, I'm just making that up. Sounds pretty unlikely, but let's pretend it is. So if I go to the form here, I can create a form and I can add and remove things fairly easily in this form. So when I say form, this is what it actually looks like. This is a link. It's a link from Monday.com. You can put that on your website. You can put it in email, social media, whatever you want. And people will put in information and then click submit, and that information will show up in the table. So this is one I did last time, incoming from answer. And in here, we can see the information that was submitted. Now I can do a demo just for the heck of it. It takes a little while. So I'm going to call this takes a little while for the actual item to show up. It might take a minute or two. So I can set the status, Bob Smith. Well, actually, this is the task. So pick up the parts, and the status is going to be working on it, and the due date would be, let's say it's the 28th of December. So I click submit, and this can, again, this is on your website, social media, anything you want, it can be in there. And boom, pick up the parts shows up. So the one thing that's missing here is that it's not assigned to me, right? So right now, nobody is responsible for this task. But if we click on automation, I can show you a quick automation how to make this happen right away. So, so when this happens, so when a when an item is created, then do this. So what are we going to do? Well, we are going to assign it to me. So now when that comes in, automatically, okay, automatically, when this comes in, my name is going to appear. So if we want to test that because it's so quick, let's try it again. So this is where we get the form for admin tasks. And if I copy the form link, I make a new tab, I paste it in. Then I can submit another. So let's say pick up the laptop app. I can say working on it, and I can put the date. Let's say January 3rd. So now I've submitted it. And when we go back and look at the main table, we're going to see pick up the laptop has been assigned to me automatically. If we go to my work now, you can see that I actually have, it's going to take a little bit to populate, but it will show up there. You know how it is. Sometimes you do these things, they're so quick that they don't show up right away. So pick up the parts. Yeah, I don't quite see it, but it'll populate there in a minute or two. It always does. If it didn't do that, I mean, I would tell you about that. I would level with you and say, well, this doesn't always work, but this tool does always work. If you have to wait a minute or two, or even 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, that's almost as good as right away. So that's basically what I wanted to cover. So if we go through to our next slide here, how does this cut costs? Well, the way this cut costs is your staff and you are getting more done in less time. Automation means tasks done by hand are no longer needed. No more scheduling, no more typing out the same old stuff, no more figuring out how your process works, who's doing it, who's assigned. It can be automated. Standardization, each one of these tools gives us a way to standardize the business process and continually find ways to improve it because we can just look at it. Digitizing things mean details are not forgotten unless they're made, and it's easy to train and improve staff over time. So um, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. So how is this a better way of doing business? Well, your business runs faster, fewer mistakes, lost details, forgotten tasks, all of these things I was kind of suffering from before I implemented. Accountability is instantly improved. Uh, Business processes are standardized. Looking up and gather information is fast, and you can safely open up some aspects of the business to outsiders like your clients and vendors, and you can control how that works. So that is pretty much the main part of what I wanted to cover. But I'm seeing, if anyone here has any questions, I'd be happy to answer and even workshop with you. Like maybe you're looking for ways to cut costs. Maybe you're looking for ways to improve your business. Either way, that these things will do both. So I do have someone asking me a question, and they're asking, "I will use it for my business." Yeah, I think she's referring to the way to automate writing, which is called text. And again, all of these things are free. So I don't really see anything else in the chat. But if you have a question, by all means, let me know, and I can workshop with your business. We can talk about how to do it. So, um, yeah, that would be one of the cool parts of me doing this is actually help someone. So again, let me know if there's other videos of interest. Nonprofits getting your Microsoft Cloud for free, government grants for free tech upgrades in Canada, dark web. Take a look, see if your credentials are up for sale there, and more cutting costs and better ways of doing business. I don't mind sharing with you the things that I've learned over my 20 years of business. They make things, speed things up, improve them, and cut costs. So, if there's nothing else to cover here, I just want to thank you for your attention, those who attended. If you have something to ask, let me know right now in the comments. Maybe some feedback would be interesting. It's too fast, too slow, too boring, or was this more of what you were looking for? Let me know anything at all in there. Look for you next time and improve it. Okay, don't see anything, so I hope you have a good day.